I bought a 23andMe kit about a year or so ago, and I sat on it for a while. Work got in the way and traveling got in the way, and I don't know why it took me so long to spit in a simple tube and send it out to this company called 23andMe. I was really excited at first when I started thinking about, getting an ancestry test, because I am adopted. I'm an adoptee from Korea, and I was adopted as a baby and was abandoned when I was an infant, and I was left with what I understand to be zero information about my family, where I'm from, who my mother was, who my father was, who that family is. And so I was given a Jane Doe type name at the orphanage, and was put through the system of being adopted. And so the adoption agency that I was adopted through was called Holt International. It's a Catholic organization that would bridge the gap in between American families and orphanages in Korea. And so, yeah, I'm about to find out my DNA results and perhaps my ancestry results, maybe known relatives that I've never known in my adult life or young life, any time during my life. When I signed up for 23andMe on the website 2 weeks ago, I thought that I had more time to kind of think about it and sort of, I don't know, let it marinate in my mind what I was doing and what I'm about to find out. So one of the biggest fears that I have about looking at the results of this DNA and ancestry test is either I find out nothing, which means I'm just back to where I was before, which was not knowing anything, or I find out a lot and there's a lot to process from that. How do you process it? How do you move forward from that knowledge or information about yourself? And again, I had nothing to go by for years up until now. The ancestry part is interesting. It's fascinating. Maybe my birth parents have nieces or nephews or sons or daughters who decided that they wanted to put their information out on file with 23andMe, and hopefully, maybe I'll find my birth parents. Definitely something that I've been wondering about. I haven't been really actively seeking that because, again, I was told I was left with nothing, no paperwork, no name. This is the only method that I've actually tried and actually gone through with to make that step. Here we go. I received an email today. The 23andMe results for Tamara are in. A world of DNA discovery is waiting. I received this email 7 hours ago. I was about to head out on a very important job interview, and I didn't want to open up the reports until I got back. All right, so I'm just gonna point this over here, and let's see. Your ancestry traits and health results based on your DNA are now available. And it says here under quick links, ancestry, there are 53 reports. Okay. You share DNA with ancestors with 1,015 other 23andMe customers. see your full list of DNA relatives. And I see that there's a pie chart here, or like a little histogram here. It says my name, and there's one link out here to 1,115 relatives, and one close relative. Would you like to display your ancestry results and matching DNA segments to DNA relatives? The answer is yes. Okay, so I see a list of people. And some of them have pictures, some of them don't. And some say second to third cousin, third to fourth cousin, third to fifth cousin. So these are lots and lots of cousins. And it makes sense because a lot of people my age or a bit younger will be submitting these types of DNA results through 23andMe. Sort by strength of relationship. So H.J. Kang is a second to third cousin. That's my closest. 2.85 DNA shared, and then it says 7 segments. And I don't know what that means, but I'm going to find out. Okay, so it says you and this person may share a set of great-grandparents. This red part here says great-grandparents. And 2 levels down is my second cousin. And then from there it shows, of course, to the right, branching down to grandparent, to parent, and then to me. So it seems very possible that I could get in touch with this person and find out who my parents are. Okay. I wish I knew what this meant, though. I wish I knew what if the last name Kang is a name that belongs to me, or I don't know how this works because I never looked into it. I never looked into how family works. And so I never really cared about what second cousins, third and fourth. How does that work with grandparents, and how does that work with last names? But this is something. This is better than the nothing I had for years. Okay. Oh. about a half an hour, I'm going to meet my cousin for the first time. So I just spent the part of this afternoon just running around like a crazy person, trying to get everything clean and ready for, I guess, my, it's weird. Like, how do you, for me, like preparing for this day, I've had several weeks to kind of process what's happening. It's about 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, and he'll be here for the day. We're going to talk and get to know each other, make dinner. Maybe I'll get him to help me make the roast chicken, and just talking more about family and planning for my trip to Korea to meet the rest of the family and find out more. I just wanted to get this taped, my feelings on this, because who knows, I feel like when I made that video in 2019 in October, I had no idea how much of an impact that would have on the community of people who stumbled upon my video on YouTube. And then with my 23andMe results coming out, finding my second cousin and finally hearing back from him a couple months ago, it's just been wild. I figure video documenting it is an important thing to do so that I can witness my process through it. Sometimes we can't see ourselves for how we are and what we're doing. And I think looking back on something like this is going to be really important. Okay. We'll see what happens. So I was out running some errands today, and I got an email from Dongwon that his mother has been in touch with the church that is now a church. It was the orphanage that I stayed at as a baby. The orphanage is called White Lily Orphanage, and they have sealed records on previous orphans that stayed there, and they have mine. I just got information about what to do next. So what I would do is send an email to the nun at the church, proving that I am Lee Kyungju, which is the name that I was given at the orphanage. But in that file, we might find out there might be information in there as to who dropped me off. Yeah, so it's about 6:30 a.m. in Korea. It's 2:30 here in LA, so I have some time to put pen to paper on the letter to the nun. Dongwon offered to translate it to make sure everything is clear, and so I'll send two versions, English and Korean. Yeah, so another big step in the process. And I just got a text from my cousin to call him as soon as possible because he might not have some good news. So I called him back right away. I had some friends over and I ran into the bedroom to call him because we were waiting on information from the nun where the orphanage used to be, and so he told me exactly what I got in an email, and I'll read some of the detail. She said, "Dear Tamara, thank you very much for your email. Unfortunately, there is no information about your birth family. On your card, there are your name, which was given by the WLO, which is the White Lily Orphanage, and the date of birth. You were found on the 556 train running between
Yeonju and Busan on February 19th. Police officer Lee Young-si at the train station police box took you to the convent. And she goes on to say, I am so grateful and proud that you have grown up into a wonderful woman despite the difficulties you might have experienced as an adoptee. You're one of the most precious daughters of Korea, Sister Teresa. I am not sad that I don't know any other particulars. This new information gives me so much joy and relief. Just knowing, just knowing, just knowing things, not just guessing, not just wondering, not just creating this fairy tale of so I was placed on a train going to Busan on February 19th, 1976. And I don't know if I spent those 19 days with my birth mom or with a nurse or a midwife or a friend, but I know when I was found, and I know who found me, and I know my birth date. I always thought that my birthday was estimated. I didn't know it was a fact. I didn't know that it was written down. But I know now.